Hi, it's Kat from Elevate, my channel where we talk about recovering from toxic relationships and regaining our self-love and self-esteem. Today's topic is going to be discussing the dreams that we lost due to the toxic relationship or being involved with someone toxic and what that means. If you haven't subscribed yet, though, please subscribe and press the bell icon so you can get alerted for any new videos. And of course, share with any friends that you think might enjoy it. Please like the video. That really helps with the YouTube algorithm and getting my videos out to other people and a broader audience. So talking about dreams that we had. Talking about dreams that we had when we were in a toxic relationship and then how those dreams did not take place. I just want to talk about an excerpt from the book Codependent No More. So people that are dating toxic people or involved with toxic people, 99.9% of the time, the people that stay with those people, the toxic people, the other person is codependent. I know most of you know that already from being on my channel, but I just wanted to mention that for anybody who's new here. So the book Codependent No More discusses a lot about codependency and the struggles that the other partner has when being involved with someone who's mentally ill, personality disordered, addicted to drugs or alcohol, and so forth. So the other partner, the opposite partner to those people, the codependent partner, has a lot of similar characteristics. You know, they grew up in a certain way. They learn codependency as a child somehow in the dynamic of their childhood, and they carry that with them. So, you know, codependent people are fixers. They want to help people, but the empathy that they have and the drive to help people is too much. It's at an extreme to the point where a lot of codependent people will push their own feelings aside. They'll push their own needs aside, and they will focus only on the needs and feelings of the other partner. So this is a problem. And many of you are working on your codependency, and that's great. And this video is just going to be about a very specific part of this whole dynamic, which is the dreams that you lost and this processing the loss of the dream, let's say. So I'm going to read from the book a little bit. So codependents never know what to expect, particularly if we are in a close relationship with an alcoholic, a drug addict, a criminal, a gambler, or any other person with a serious problem or compulsive disorder. We are bombarded by problems, losses, and change. We endure shattered windows, missed appointments, broken promises, and outright lies. We lose financial security, emotional security, faith in the people we love, faith in God, and faith in ourselves. We may lose our physical well-being, our material goods, our ability to enjoy sex, our reputation, our social life, our career, our self-control, our self-esteem, and ourselves. Perhaps the most painful loss many codependents face is the loss of our dreams, the hopeful and sometimes idealistic expectations for the future that most people have. This loss can be the most difficult to accept. As we looked at our child in the hospital nursery, we had certain hopes for him or her. Those hopes didn't include our child having a problem with alcohol or other drugs. Our dreams didn't include this. On our wedding day, we had dreams. The future with our beloved was full of wonder and promise. This was the start of something great, something loving, something we had long hoped for. The dreams and promises may have been spoken or unspoken, but for most of us, they were there. For each couple, the beginning is different, wrote Janet Wojcicki in an article from the book Codependency, an Emerging Issue. Even so, the process that occurs in the chemically dependent marital relationship is essentially the same. For the starting point, let's take a look at the marriage vows. And then she talks about, marriage vows, including for richer or for poorer, in sickness and in health, until death do us part. Maybe that's where all the trouble began. Did you mean what you said when you said it? If you knew at that time that you were going to have not the better, but the worse, not the health, but the sickness, not the richer, but the poorer, would the love that you felt have made it worth it? You may say yes, but I wonder. If you were more realistic than romantic, you may have interpreted the vows to mean through the bad as well as good, assuming that the bad times would be transient and the good ones permanent. The contract is entered into in good faith. There's no benefit of hindsight. The dreams were there. Many of us held on for so long, clutching those dreams through one loss and disappointment after another. We flew in the face of reality, shaking these dreams at the truth, refusing to believe or accept anything less. But one day the truth caught up to us and refused to be put off any longer. This wasn't what we wanted, planned on, asked for, or hoped for. It never would be. The dream was dead, and it would never breathe again. Some of us may have had our dreams and hopes crushed. Some of us may be facing the failure of something extremely important, such as marriage or another important relationship. I know there's a lot of pain at the prospect of losing love or losing the dreams we had. Nothing dies slower or more painfully than a dream. So this is from the Codependent No More book by Melody Beattie. And it's really sad because it talks about this thing that we don't want to let die, the dream. We all had dreams with our toxic ex. We had these ideas, whether they were, let's say, a toxic ex relationship partner, or they were a family member, or they were a friend. We had dreams and expectations of what we were going to have with that person. A happiness, a contentment, time spent together, things we enjoyed doing together. If it was romantic, maybe you thought you'd get married, you'd have kids. You maybe thought we would live happily ever after. Unfortunately, when it comes to someone who's got some sort of toxic trait, like any kind of mental illness or things that make them not equipped to live up to their side of the bargain, basically, then they can't do it. It's not going to happen. And so you'll find that the more you keep believing in them and believing that they're going to be able to come through and change, the more you'll be disappointed. So there's a lot to say about the dreams that we had. We had these ideas. It was something we believed that would happen, that would come true. And it's really painful and sad to have to realize now that that's not going to happen. This person is not capable for whatever reason. Maybe they're addicted to drugs or alcohol. But for whatever reason it is, they can't do it. They can't fulfill their side of the relationship. So there you are now, or was, if you were in this relationship before, you were in the relationship alone because you were the one pulling all the weight. They were just like kind of bouncing off you and sort of letting you run the show because they were not capable of a healthy relationship. So you were sort of making up by enabling them and trying to do more to help them get past whatever issues they have, so you probably became an enabler who is trying to fix this person, who is trying to believe that this person could be capable. And unfortunately, they can't be capable. They cannot fulfill the dreams with you that you thought that you were going to achieve together. And unfortunately, that leaves you in a place of loss, and it leaves you in a place of grief. And you have to process all of that as a loss, that it actually was something that you've lost. It's real. It's an emotional feeling, but it's real because you had this dream with this person and now it's gone. And that's something that you have to come to terms with, let's say, during your healing process. So I hope this helped today, talking a little bit about the dream, how that was a separate piece of your whole dynamic between the two of you. And it is something that has been lost. Unfortunately, it's something to grieve. And I hope this video helps to explain a little bit about that. And I hope you're working on yourself every day to process all the grief and the losses as time goes on so that you can get through this, so that you can heal and focus on loving yourself instead of only just the grief. Okay, and again, please subscribe if you haven't already, and like and share this video.